Hi, everybody. Welcome to this edition of NAAP News Now. My name's Elisa Tagg, and I'm the Association Director with the National Association of Activity Professionals. I'm so excited to be with you today. And our special guests, we have Tonya Coleman, we have Stephanie Anderson, and then we also have Amy Laughlin, NAAP President. How's everybody doing today?
Good.
Great. Thank you. We're sorry we're a little late today. We always have technical issues, you know how it goes, but I want to just point out really quick, both Stephanie and Tonya were one of our first individuals to participate in the foundations course that we piloted a couple of months ago, and we will be rolling that out starting in April. That'll be live to anybody to join. And I want to talk about the foundations course just really briefly, because I actually had an inquiry call yesterday on the course. This is not the MEPAP course. This is not a replacement of the MEPAP course. This is not NAAP's version of the MEPAP course. This is a bridge type course for those that are brand new professionals in the activity professional industry that want to learn a little bit more about what's going on. And then it's a bridging to take the MEPAP course for those that continue in that journey. So I want to make that clear at the very beginning in case we get any questions about that or anything. But I know Tonya and Stephanie, you were like the first of the first to be in the group, right?
Right.
How did that go? How was that? I know we have some questions we're going to get to, but I just want to briefly talk about that quickly. Amy, how did it go around with you? I know you're pressed for time today because we were running late, but why don't you share with us a little bit more what your thoughts were with the foundations course before we get into the meat?
Sure. Thank you. So yes, I just wanted to tell you, if you haven't heard before, we as an organization now recognize that there are many people who are joining our profession who are new. Either they've come from a different part of senior living or a different side of the industry in healthcare. Both Tonya and Stephanie will share with you how they got to work in the activity profession. But we recognize there are lots of people who are coming in and saying, oh my goodness, I don't really know where to start. They're excited about being here. They are passionate about serving residents. They're creative. They are, they have a lot of knowledge in different areas maybe, but are really needing a very basic level of understanding about the activity profession. And that's why NAAP decided to start the Foundations of the Activity Profession course, just to really, just for a short period of time, to help people open their eyes to what the profession is all about, provide them with some very basic education and access to an enormous amount of resources that could help them grow still further. Also connect new professionals with each other, with the NAAP board, with our instructors of the foundations course who are incredible seasoned educators and mentors who again would be able to help guide newer professionals on their journey. So that's why we started it. We've had our pilot, thanks to Stephanie and Tonya and 3 other ladies who were our guinea pigs. So we're going to report a little bit on it right now. And then they are going to, and then we're going to, like Elisa said, we're going to start a second round beginning on April 14th. The registration is currently open. So I'm going to be quiet and I'm going to jump off, but I am so grateful for Tonya and for Stephanie for their time today and for, for talking about this course and trying to help people understand how it can be beneficial. So appreciate you both.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Amy. Yeah, we appreciate that. And I just want to point out Nancy Richards, who's one of the teachers. She says, "Hi guys, good to see you standing here at the airport." She's at the airport in Des Moines, getting ready to shuttle in, but she says she already misses your fabulous faces. So Nancy's one of the instructors. So that was
yay, Nancy!
Really nice. She was on the live. So let's start off with you, Tonya. Why don't you share just a little bit about you and your background and where you come from and what state you're in and everything like that.
Well, I'm in Lexington, South Carolina, at the Presbyterian Communities in Lexington, and I was a CNA, so that's how it all started. I was CNA here at Presbyterian for 4 years, and I actually tried out. Well, I applied for the activities coordinator for 2 years ago, and I didn't get it, so I said I'll just wait and try it again, and I tried again, and it came open for me again. So I was excited and I jumped in head first. It was surprising at first, but now I'm learning things. I had some tools I got from a conference, so it's
Mhm.
becoming easier. Yeah, it's becoming easier, and I
That's
love it.
important. Yeah, you're very blessed, Tanya, because you live in a state that has a very strong state association. And so you came
Mhm.
in at the right time where you just had your state conference that you were able to attend as well and to
Yeah,
even gain further knowledge. And a lot of our newer professionals, they don't have that option or that flexibility to do that. So you've been very lucky
right.
for sure to have that in the city in the state that you live in. Stephanie, share us a little bit more about your background.
All right, I'm an occupational therapist. I've been an OT for over 15 years, and I am now director of rehabs over a few different service lines. And so I have a lot of interaction with our activities department to help the whole building be a therapeutic environment. So it's not just what they're doing in therapy, it's whatever they're doing when they're awake. We want it to progress towards their plan. And so I wanted to take this course to see what y'all know and to align my expectations. And what I thought was really cool about it is we see a lot of people come in and be like, oh, I want to do activities. They get to play all day. And then they get into it and they're like, wow, this is
Right.
more than I thought.
Exactly.
And this course gives you that expectation. So if you can't get past that, at least you don't waste your time doing everything else. You know what you're getting into. And so I thought that was
Exactly.
really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Stephanie, for pointing that out because I think, being an activity professional for over 30 years now, that is something I always heard. Oh, you're just the bingo lady. You don't
Mhm.
do anything. You don't know what's going on. And even 30 years ago, we had to do paperwork. I mean, the
Mhm.
documentation process has not changed that much. I mean, it's become more
Mhm.
in the last 30 years, but we still had to do it 30 years ago, just like we do today. So I love that thought process there. So what do you think has been some challenges that you have found related to activity programming? Tanya, what do you think about that? Has there been any challenges that you found so far?
Well, the challenges that I've had so far is time management. I'm
Mm.
getting better because we was going through the course, that was one of my, one of my things that I was having problems with was time management, and being able to I was able to talk to Miss
Mm.
Natalie Day, and she gave me some tips on how to, do the time management, just basically just writing things down and going by a schedule and just making sure that I have no distractions. That was my big problem was I have a lot of people come in into my office wanting to talk or need something, So, they gave me some tools to do that, to be able to have that time because I didn't realize once you get distracted, it takes almost 30 minutes for you to get back to where you need to be. So I had to, put a sign on my door, like I did that today,
Mm-hmm.
to make sure that I don't have any interruptions or any distractions. But it's becoming easier. It's a slow process, but it's getting better.
That Thank you for bringing up such an important part of it all is managing our time because
Hmm.
I always say to when I would hire new professionals, I would tell them it's 80% paperwork and
Paperwork,
20%
yes.
fun. And you're going to have to really learn how to manage the two and not be
Mhm.
so frustrated when your
Yeah.
paperwork is not getting done or, when you can't spend the time that you really want to spend with that
Mhm.
particular resident because you are tied up doing this other stuff. And that can
Doing
be
something other stuff,
that can
right?
be really hard too. I don't know. What do you think, Stephanie? Have you had any challenges?
Yes, to piggyback off what you're saying, Tanya, I've seen administrators pull activity professionals to go answer the phones, to go run these errands, and they don't allow them to do their job the way they need to. And so this course also gave you a few tips on how to advocate for your profession and say,
Right.
you know what, this is what's expected of me, and I need to get this done, and here's why.
Right.
And it's not because I just want to hide in my office and
Yeah,
play
yeah,
Yeah.
play on the
Because I got to
computer,
get
but
this
I
done.
actually need to do this
Right.
for whatever. So I think that was helpful.
yeah.
Hmm.
Because a lot of our professionals are just in the same position you're in, Tanya. They're also CNAs. And I know, especially during COVID, that was a huge burden for the activity director to be pulled off the floor to do the CNA work, which, yes, it needs to be done. but it was
Mhm.
not, like Stephanie said, the expectation is for that individual to get the work done still, but answer the phones. Or, I had an activity professional that did the COVID check-ins every morning. She came in an hour early
Right.
to do the temperature checks and everything
Wow.
for the staff.
Mhm.
And it was just challenging all around to just get through it all. And I really appreciate you saying that, Stephanie, too, about the fact that we need to learn how to advocate for ourselves. That we
Mhm.
need to be mindful of the fact that we do make a difference. We are part of the team, and we do need to stand strong in that. I know that can be a hard thing to do too, especially when you're new, but I think that's really good that Natalie and Nancy and Julie Reginick are amazing at showing us. They're well-seasoned professionals, been around for a long time, that know, kind of the ins and outs of what's going on in the industry. And we talked a little bit in the beginning of what your reasons were for taking the foundations course, but is there anything else you want to add to that, either one of you?
Well, by me being new, that was just the thing. It was like completely different from being a CNA. So
Hmm.
my expectations was one thing, but then once I actually got into the job and saw what it was like, I'm like, you know what, I need some more.
Yeah.
I need to learn some more. Most definitely, so anything that was anything that was available, I want to learn all that I can because I am new
Yeah,
and I just want to be able to take it all in. Yeah. Hmm.
love that. Stephanie.
I want to take the MEPAP courses now.
Ah.
I want to go all the way and get
Too,
this
Stephanie. Me too,
And
Steph.
I want
Yes.
everyone around me to get it because it's such a good
Right.
foundational knowledge to just help your patients and help your clients live their best life.
Yeah.
Right.
I like that.
Exactly.
Yeah. I have a really good friend who's an activity professional on the East Coast who's currently going through the administrator and training program. She's transferring from being an activity professional for 30 years to becoming an administrator. And she was
Okay.
really disappointed on how much material, or should I say lack of material, is in the administrator training programs that focuses on activities. And it was really interesting, to think about that. I know I've worked with administrators in training on many occasions, and they spend 2 weeks in the activity department. And we know that's not enough, right? We know that. And so thank you for bringing that to light of how important it is to gain the knowledge and the education to really understand how quality of life is more than just playing bingo. It's more than just, talking to someone. It encompasses so much. And you're not dealing with 100 people. You're dealing with 100 individuals or more that
Right.
have different likes and dislikes and different abilities. And so you're not going to be able to do like the days of yore with the large group program where you have 60 people and call it good. You're going to have to provide that individualized care that is so necessary. Even when it comes to quality of care, we know that. We see that with our nursing and our other departments, when they're bringing the quality of care into play. So this is going to be a challenging question now. Let's think about this for a minute. What's one thing that you did not know before taking the course that you learned so much about following the course? Let's start with Stephanie.
I didn't realize there was the MEPAP to follow it. Like I
Okay.
didn't know what the process was to become certified as an activity professional.
Yep. And there was a lot of information on that in the course, right?
There was a
Yeah.
lot of good resources.
Awesome. Okay. Tonya, what did you think?
Documentation.
Mm.
Yeah. I didn't realize how much documentation that I would be doing until I started. So yeah.
Awesome.
That's it. Documentation.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of documentation. Yep.
A lot of documentation. Yeah.
And the old saying is if you didn't document it, you didn't do it. So that's the key thing
You
too,
do it. That's exactly.
Mhm. Mhm.
Exactly right.
So would you recommend the course to others?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I'm with
Thumbs
Stephanie.
up.
Two thumbs up. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, and Amy
Yes,
talked
ma'am.
about that in the beginning before she had to leave, that it's April 14th is when the next course starts. And
Okay.
We already have a few registered already. That's the week after the national conference where we'll all be together in Minneapolis for a national gathering of activity professionals. So it's really exciting that this is rolled out. And, you know, NCAP is very supportive of the course. NCAP's the one that teaches the MEPAP course. They're very supportive of the foundations course to move it in the right direction, that everybody will take the time to become nationally certified, and you can take that anywhere. And I love hearing that from you, Stephanie, because I know you, Stephanie. I've worked with you before, and being an occupational therapist and then having that desire to want to become certified in activities, that warms my heart. So thank you so much for saying that.
You're
That's
welcome.
awesome. That's awesome. Any final thoughts you would like to share?
No, I think this is a well designed course, and I think people will get a lot out of it.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Especially with the teachers, the instructors. They were great.
Yeah, they're great
good
instructors.
Stories, good energy.
Yeah, they were great.
Awesome. Well, and they'll be the same instructors. So our instructors are members of our education council. We have Julie Reginick, Natalie Davis, and Nancy Richards will be also your instructors on the April 14th course. So we would encourage you to look at it. There's information more on the website at naap.info where you can look at it and just make your determination if you want to take that course. It's 4 weeks long. It's an hour and a half each. It's once a week class. Hour and a half each time, and it's in the evening, so that meets everybody's needs. I think it's 7 p.m. Eastern time, so it's at a good time once a week via Zoom, like what we're doing now. So I encourage you to check it out. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to us at office@naap.info. Well, ladies, thank you so much. Thank you for working with us today with our technical issues and getting this going so that we can bring this to light to everybody. We've had a lot of viewers saying hi, saying thank you for sharing great information. So we will look forward to the future of the Foundations course. All right.
Thank you.
Everybody have a great rest of your day. We'll see you back here the next time, same place, same channel. Enjoy.
All right. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.